Hello. There we go. Hi, Janet. Oh my goodness. We did have an amazing cruise. Hi, Bobby. The kids loved it. It was such a great experience. It really was. I think I would want to go on like maybe just a little longer cruise, but I think it was a really good first family cruise. How is everybody doing today? Me and my family is thinking about moving to the Tampa area. I do love the Tampa area. I was actually oh, the dogs are going crazy. So I was actually in the Tampa. I actually covered the Tampa area. So we were I'm helping my cousin buy her first home, and she's thinking about, so she currently is renting in Tampa. But the prices of course are just going to be a little bit higher than, let's say, Wesley Chapel, when you're only probably like 30 to 40 minutes away from Tampa. So we were in Wesley Chapel yesterday, and checking out just different communities, different townhomes and things like that. And we actually we came across a place called the Grove, and it's actually the Crate at the Grove, I believe it's called. And it was such a really good experience. They had it's kind of like different containers, and they had different foods and boutique stores. They have concerts there like every Friday, like I think is like the second to last weekend of every month. So they have a Latin night. They have a R&B night. They supposedly the R&B night is super very popular. So that was good. We had Spanish food. It was so good. I even had there's a Caribbean spot that they do beef patties with the cocoa bread. Mhm. Um Nice to see you back. Love the video you made. Felt I was there. Yes, it was so good. It was so good. The cruise was really, really, really good. Um, the only thing that I would say about the cruise that was a little bit just like annoying and disappointing is that, number one, is expensive, right? Especially being a family of 8. You had to pay for, like, if the kids wanted popcorn, it was $2.50 each. And it's not like even like it's a huge thing of popcorn. It's small. You had to pay for like cotton candy. You had to pay for like the shaved ice and things like that. So I think I was most bothered about the popcorn being $2.50, because I was like, what? I also paid like over $400 for the internet, and the internet was not it. It wasn't it. My husband was like, should we just bring our own Starlink? But I didn't want to have like any confrontation if we brought our own Starlink. I don't even know if that's allowed. But so that's the only thing. But the food was actually really decent. The kids had a great time. So that's all that mattered. But I was just telling my husband, I was like, how can we sit here and think that our children are gonna behave different than when we're at home, right? Like, no, the same behaviors, especially with Malachi, was on the boat, right? I don't know. In our heads, we thought maybe we're on vacation, he'll act right. No, no. Mm-mm. um Bobby said, me and my parents live in Cape Coral. Now we have a real estate agent down here. That's awesome. Yeah, we can definitely help you in the Tampa area. So definitely reach out to us. Hi, Cosette. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's great to see you guys. Well, see your names. Um, are there any gas range communities in Wesley Chapel, new construction? Yes, there's quite a few. So the Wesley Chapel, like I said, the Wesley Chapel area is definitely beautiful. It was definitely a vibe when we were there last night. Yes, beef patties. See, but I didn't have the so they already have ran out of the beef patties with the cocoa bread. I've never had it. I just had the cocoa bread and it was pretty good. But I wonder how the cocoa bread with the beef patties would taste. Also, if you're from New York and you know what chopped cheese is, they have a little container called bodega on the corner or something like that, and they have chopped cheese. My cousin ate it and she said that it was pretty good. Not me, I didn't want no chopped cheese. I wanted, we had like bacalaitos and all that. It was actually really good. The only thing I would say was that it wasn't crispy enough, but it was still good. Internet, oh my goodness, the internet was horrible. So on the cruise, the internet, I believe it's Starlink that they use for the internet. I want to say it's Starlink, but here we have Spectrum. Some people have Verizon Fios. Some people have still like DirecTV or even Starlink too. Like in more remote areas that is just like not as developed, you're gonna have most likely Starlink, but Starlink is pretty good because a lot of people in the Ocala area, where, because remember there's certain parts of Ocala that is just not as developed, you they have Starlink and they're like, the Starlink is where it's at, right? So hi Grisella, thank you so much, I really appreciate that. Me and my family have Xfinity. What do we have for internet? Frontier. We have Frontier. So me personally, I live in Davenport and we have Frontier. But you could have Spectrum, you could have Starlink if you needed to. We have Starlink in our car because we're always traveling, like we're always driving. And so especially even through Ocala, I want to make sure that I know where I'm going. So we have Starlink. It's too much money, it's $235. Yeah, so how much do we pay a month for Starlink for the car?
Unlimited data is $150 a month.
So
they have a $50 plan for 50 gig.
Okay, so the for Starlink, it's so you pay for the equipment and then we pay $155 per month for unlimited data for the car. And it's just worth it for us, especially when we're in Ocala and just remote places, right? So let's talk about the real estate market here in Florida. A lot of people, Florida is still number one as far as everyone was relocating to Florida, the Sunshine State. And we're kind of in a balanced market right now where we're not necessarily in a seller's market nor a buyer's market. We're kind of balanced. It may be going into a buyer's market, which just means is that there's more houses on the market than there are buyers on the market, right? And so when you're in a buyer's market, the buyers definitely have more inventory to choose from, right? And there's more negotiating. So unlike COVID, when we were in COVID, we were definitely in a seller's market where, buyers were fighting each other, sellers were being greedy, and just, buyers are waiving appraisals and paying $100,000 over, axing and things like that, right? So we're definitely not in that market anymore. Interest rates, guys, I'm not a licensed lender, but I like to keep you guys informed. So interest rates are in the sixes right now, which is still lower than we were in the beginning of the year, right? But you still have a lot of the new construction builders that are offering even lower interest rates. So for example, we just visited D.R. Horton this weekend. We visited Mattamy Homes and we visited Meritage Homes, and they're all about the same, offering a 4.99 interest rate for FHA, and most likely if it's conventional is around a 5.25. Now, Onyx Homes, what did you guys think about my video Onyx Homes that I put the week before last? Let me know. That's the one where it's closer to Claremont and it's just built very, very differently. So they're offering some really good incentives as well. I really do like their what they offer in as far as homes is concerned, right? Because like number one, a lot of us don't like carpet, right? So they don't even put carpets in their house, right? I love that even the walls are concrete. I love that that essentially the bathroom is kind of like your safe house in the event of, you know, I don't know, a really bad hurricane or a tornado or anything like that, right? So I really like that. I do have clients who saw my video, they called me and they're actually buying one of them, and they're getting a really good deal. So they're getting a 2-1 buy down, which basically means is that so the first year, right, for FHA, the first year is going, their interest rate is going to be a 2.99, right? The second year their interest rate is going to be a 3.99. It's actually a 3-2-1 buy down. Wait, hold on. 5 2 3 no, it's a 2-1 buy down. Yeah, so first year 2.99, second year 3.99, and year 3 to 30 is 4.99, right? So the year 3 to 30 is still a really good interest rate. It's still below what the market rate is now, and the first 2 years they're going to save the most amount of money because first year 1 is 2.99 and then year 2 is 3.99, right? So I like that they have that 2-1 buy down. But like I said, you know, they're still there. I have to see. I can't remember how many. I think they're getting most of their closing costs paid, and so it's really good. So now, question: do you guys prefer to buy new construction, or would you guys prefer older homes, right? Because I actually have clients who are like, I don't want a new construction home. I'd rather have a resale home. It's been lived in. You know, if there was anything gonna, like anything majorly major defect, then it would have already been known. So tell me what you guys think about that. Do you like would you do you prefer new construction or do you prefer resale? Let me know. And also, do you prefer, would you buy a townhouse or do you prefer a single family home? Now, what I will say this is that we saw some really nice townhomes yesterday. Madame Homes has some really nice townhomes. Now, those townhomes don't even feel like a townhome, to be very honest, right? So a lot of the times the townhome feels very narrow and tight, right? But these townhomes felt like actually a single family home. They had the 2-car garage. So it was quite nice. And I like Madame's finishes, right? It's just a little bit more higher quality, I would say, than like your DR Hortons. But it was really nice. I think that's where my cousin, because we're helping her buy a house, I think that's where she's gonna go with that one. Not trying to single family, not trying to share walls. I felt that 100%, right? You know, but I do think that like sometimes depending on, right, I feel like location is what drives people too, right? So if like let's say if you wanted to be in Tampa but you want a new house, right, but you still you know, you just you can't spend over like let's say 450, right? Maybe a townhome is a great starter home for some people, right? Maybe you're single. I think that would be a nice starter home. Me personally, I started my family young. I personally wouldn't be able to do a townhome because I just have too many kids. There's just too many of us. Even I feel like we've outgrown this 5-bedroom that we have. Like I think we're gonna need like a 6-bedroom or just a custom home. I'm putting that out into the universe. I am ready for a bigger house. So let's see. Let's read these comments. Okay, Janet says it depends. Okay, okay. I do like when okay, so number one, I feel like older homes do have more character, right? Um And I do like the original finishes on certain aspects. Like, let's say if there's a fireplace in the house, right? Or I like the brick exterior. But I do like when older homes are renovated while they still keeping that character, the original character, but maybe freshening it up a little bit. I do like that. um Donna said new homes, single family. Okay, I respect that. Dwight said prefer new, but maybe better price and more for the money on existing. It depends. I feel like that depends, right? Because yes, while it just depends on your situation, right? Because let's talk about that for a minute. Now, you, let's say you're buying a new house, right? And I always recommend brand new homes, especially for people who are, what's that word called, like when you are I don't want to say cash poor, right? But you don't have as much cash. Um, so then I think brand new home is perfect with a big builder because they're going to be the ones to give you the most incentives, right? But let's say you got money in your pocket and you're like, you know what? No, I'd rather go with a resale brand, like maybe a couple of years old. There's might be a little bit more negotiating, right? Because these people are essentially, competing with the bigger builders. So yeah, it definitely depends. But what I will say though is if that you're very payment conscious, interest rate is going to matter, right? And so while you won't be able to get down to a 4.99 from a, like, let's say a 6.5 by yourself, right? That's why the bigger builders have paid like the bonds and all of that to be able to bring those interest rates lower. So it just depends, like, and that's why that's such a good segue to what I wanted to say is that, like, first time home buyers, even people who've owned homes before but they haven't purchased recently or anything like that, right? I was trying to I was communicating with my cousin. I'm like, okay, so she was very honed in on like the lower priced homes, right? But they had CDD, and some of the CDDs, like, for example, let's talk about this real quick. Hold on, my love, can I have water? Okay, so DR Horton has a community, right? They have townhomes, $299,000. Okay, that's the price of the townhome now. But check this out, right? And the average person would be like, "Oh wow, those homes are really really low. My mortgage payment is going to be low." They also are they also have special interest rates, right? But their CDD is like $2,300 per year. If you guys don't know what a CDD is a community development district fee or a community district development fee. I always get them the middle words confused. But what essentially that is that when a builder opens up a community and they don't develop their own land, right? The city develops their land and they take out a bond. Basically, they put that bond onto the homeowners. It's a 30-year bond. But what happens is that even after you're paying that 30-year bond, you still have the operating and maintenance portion of it that you're going to pay, right? That you're going to still pay beyond the 30 years. So although that house was priced at $299, okay, and it has that CDD, that mortgage payment was around $2,350. Okay, now we checked out another community where there was no CDD. The price of the house was a little bit more. It was around $330. And it was almost the same exact as far as mortgage is concerned, right? So I want you guys, don't get like, because you're gonna get a better, me personally, because that was DR Horton and then it was Meritage, right? Me personally, I feel like Meritage had a better product as far as the townhome than than DR Horton, right? And so had I not broke it down to her, she would have like thought that the lower priced house was going to be the best option for her, and it wasn't that, right? So let me see, hold on. So that's why I think it's just very important to just have a real estate agent who knows what they're doing and who's able to talk it through you with you, right? And I also explained to her as well. So just not Wesley Chapel, right? But just different parts. So I live in Davenport, and I always tell you guys, right? Like, if this is my starter home, right? I know that this is not my forever home. This is my starter home. I'd rather pay my mortgage than I'd rather pay rent, right? And that's what I was telling my cousin yesterday. Like, my cousin pays around $2,400 for a 2-bedroom apartment in Tampa, right? But if we go 30 minutes outside of Tampa, then we could get you a really brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot home for around the same price as far as mortgage is concerned, right? So while you are just throwing away money when you're renting, because essentially you are, right? You're building equity in your house. You are building wealth, right? Because this is a starter home. You don't have to stay in it forever, right? Stay in it for a year, then you rent it out or whatever, right? And so that's what we did, right? When we moved to this part of Davenport, I was like, what in the world? Where am I? Right? Like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm at right now. And I was like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So my house cost $306,000, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, nothing special. It's a DR Horton home where it had rugs everywhere, even the dining room. Ripped that up, put tile right before we moved in, at least on the first floor. Because the second floor, I was like, we're gonna live it in for a little bit, right? But I have a 1.99 interest rate. Okay. 1.99 interest rate. And I have a CDD. Now, my mortgage is about just a little bit under $2,000 per month, right? Meanwhile, this place in Davenport, we have, like, it has grown. It has grown. It has grown. It has grown. And there's still a lot of stuff coming here, right? So I bought my house for 306. When DR Horton closed out this community last year, they were selling my same floor plan for around 450, no lie. Right? And so I always, had I been just like, oh my gosh, there's nothing here, I have to drive 15, 20 minutes and all this other stuff, I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have the opportunity to have now. Now, like I said, it's not my forever home. We're gonna end up renting it out. It's lived in right now, right? Mind you, I have 6 kids. I have 8 dogs, so it's definitely lived in. So we already have made renovations in the backyard, the front yard. Upstairs has vinyl planking because I don't have the dogs upstairs. Only Rocket, my little Rocket. But like I said, it's always great to start somewhere. Always. We all start somewhere, right? I mean, there's some people who will get born into wealth and all that other stuff, right? But I was telling my husband this the other day. I was like, because I'm, number one, I live a luxury life because in the sense of my family, right? I'm super blessed to have a great husband, my kids, but I want to be financially free. I want to, have a nice bigger house and things like that, right? And I am going to. We're putting that out there. So, anyways, my thought for that was that I'm glad that I've had to struggle, right? Because it just makes it so much better. Like when you reach certain milestones, it's just like, wow, right? It's just, I feel like you appreciate it more. And it is, that's what it is. Okay. So let me see. Salida, am I saying your name right? No townhomes. Pedro said nothing older than 5 years old. Hi, welcome back. Thank you, Pedro. Hi, Carmen. Resale for, okay, Nicola said resale for future investment properties. All right. It depends on the individual. As for me, being retired at my age, I prefer new construction. Don't have to worry about having to make repairs, especially the roof and lower cost of insurance. I completely agree. Older homes pay more on homeowners insurance. So it depends, Pedro. So it depends, right? So yes, of course, either way, you're gonna pay just a little bit more, but it depends on so when you have an older home, you have to do what's called the 4-point home inspection, right? So the 4 points is gonna be the roof, is gonna be the AC, is gonna be the water heater, and it's gonna be the plumbing, right? So, for example, I just had clients in Ocala buy a 2008 home. Now, the roof was just a few years older. The plumbing was the PVC, and the water heater was on the older side, and the AC was newer. And her insurance was about $1,300 per month. But if you went new construction in Ocala, it would have been maybe 900. So yes, it's definitely going to be more, but not as much as like if you're on the coast and things like that. Yeah, you definitely have to be careful with a CDD, right? I also, I like I said, it's just it has to make sense for you. Like there's some people who start off or like I don't want a CDD, but then end up buying in a CDD because it just makes sense for them, or they like the community, right? Or they like the community amenities. Now, me personally, my community only has a pool. It's a beautiful pool. It's a beautiful community, right? But I have a 1.99 interest rate. So I don't, it's the CDD, okay, it is what it is, right? Carmen said not necessarily the lowest price will offer the best monthly payment. That is very true. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Mark said we're going to be looking to move down that area, that move down the Ocala area in the next year or so. How's the market down there? So yeah, I mean, honestly, we're still a really, really strong market. Ocala, Tampa, Miami, Orlando, right? The big metropolitan areas. Ocala is not a metropolitan area, but the market in Ocala is still doing really good. It's still strong, right? It depends on where you want to be in Ocala. I tell you, guys, I've been saying this for years now. Ocala is where it's at, and now the bigger builders are seeing that. Pulte is opening up their second. They just opened up their second, or I think they had they were supposed to have a grand opening, but because of the hurricane, I think it was pushed back. But they're opening up another community, right? So they opened up Marion Ranch. They opened up now they're opening up Pioneer Ranch in Ocala. They opened up or opening up Twisted Oaks in Wildwood. Casa Fresca is coming to Ocala. Casa Fresca is building a 55 and over community. I'm telling you, now everybody is like woke and they're like, oh, Ocala is where it's at. So there's a lot of like things happening. Highland Homes opened up their second, well, it's not their second, but they opened up a new community in Ocala as well. There's called Copperleaf. I'm thinking about doing I really have to just like sit down and look at my schedules to see what we're like, what's next as far as recording and things. But I do like Highland Homes. I like their floor plans and their community. Like I said, it's Copperleaf. It's off of Highway 200, so it's pretty good. Hi, Shiloh. Steffi, how do you get such a great interest rate? That's fantastic. So when I bought, it was during COVID, but right in the very beginning. So I bought in 2020, and DR Horton was having a red sales tag event. And it's so funny because this is not the floor plan that I wanted. So I wanted the floor plan that was just a little bit bigger, but the number one, that one wasn't ready. Number two, that one wasn't having the 1.99 interest rate, right? So I was like, okay, do I think with my heart, do I think with my brain, right? So I thought with my brain, and I was like, we're gonna do this. It's better than what we're paying rent right now anyway. So that's what we did. Oh yeah, I have really good equity in this house. Me personally, this is kind of so okay, where I live, right, we have a big hospital. We're getting actually, they're building a new fire station, right? Polk County is the college. They're building a campus right down the block, right? So I feel like this is still just only going to increase. So eventually, I'm thinking within the next couple of years, we'll end up renting this out. And yeah, we should, it's a pretty big, I mean, it's a 5-bedroom, but it's not like, oh my gosh, 5-bedroom. No, it's only like 2,500 square feet. So we're outgrowing this home. But it's still, yeah, I have like over 150,000 in equity, and we'll just rent it out. But that's how you create generational wealth, right? That's how you become an investor. And you start with one property and then you go to 2 and 3 and things like that. That's what I'm looking for. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm on this journey with you guys as well. Like, I don't come from money. I don't come from none of that, right? I've struggled really, really hard. There were times where I was like, how am I gonna pay my phone bill, right? And so, but if y'all with me, we going to the top. I don't want to go to the top by myself. It's a Spanish name. Okay. Mark said Onyx Homes looks really good from one of your last videos. So I really do like Onyx Homes. I'm gonna go back to do the 2-story, which is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home, and just kind of see the difference. I personally haven't walked through the 4-bedroom, 3-bath, so I'm actually really excited to see it. So I got a lot of good feedback on that house. So I'm gonna go back and do the other model. I thought you guys would really like the Richmond American copper floor plan, but that video did not do good at all. That's the one with the RV garage. So maybe I just don't have a lot of people who have an RV or are interested in that. I don't know, but let me know what you thought about that home, because I thought that would have been a really good, I thought that video would have did better than what it did. Grisella said, "Love new construction." I do too. I like the thought about like no one's lived in it type of thing, right? Because I'm all about the energy and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to go in with some sage on an older home or something. Because I get to pick everything my taste. Yeah, if you go with one of the builders where you can pick your like your finishes and things like that, absolutely. So Mark said, we've been watching your videos for a few months now in Ocala, and that area seems to be quite the place to be. It is a really beautiful area. Like I said, there's different areas. A lot of people move to Marion Oaks, but then now there's a lot of communities being built too, right? So you have, like I said, the Marion Ranch, you have the Pioneer Ranch, you have different communities. I actually, a few weeks ago, I told you guys that I'm helping a family move from Georgia to Ocala, and they're actually moving into Stone Creek, which is a Del Webb 55 and over community. What I like about that, and it's so crazy because I got a call yesterday from a family who was thinking about doing On Top of the World, right? So On Top of the World, there's some misinformation out there, and I have to get to the bottom of it, but for the most part, and I don't know if it's just a certain section or the oldest section where the people actually don't own their land, right? And so there are, most of the communities inside On Top of the World have a CDD. So what I like about Del Webb Stone Creek is that, so the HOA is less than $300 a month, and there's no CDD. It's gated. It's absolutely freaking beautiful. You have walking trails. You have everything. You have all the activities, gyms, pools, indoor pool, outdoor pool, and all that stuff, right? So they're thinking about going to look at Stone Creek, which is a beautiful community. Ocala Preserve is even beautiful too. The only thing is that if you want a true 55 and over community, Ocala Preserve may not be it, because there's a mix, right? So Shea Homes, there's 2 builders in there, Shea Homes and D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton sells to all families, and then Shea Homes is only 55 and over, right? So if you're kind of like, wait, I bought in a 55 and over community, so I don't have to hear no screaming kids, right? Then maybe that's not gonna be it for you. So let's see. The RV looked good to install a 2-post lift and have some space for toys. I don't know if I'm saying this right, so please forgive me. Manocheca. Love to see you back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nicola, I know you here for it. We can all get to the top. Absolutely, absolutely. Love the TV garage for future, but maybe it was the price. I don't remember how much it was. So that one was 402,000. But they actually have another floor plan. It's a 2-story, which is called the Zinc, and that one is like 410, and it's bigger, and it actually has the 2-car garage and the RV garage, right? So I was thinking about doing that, but I don't know now because this video wasn't really, it really didn't hit off with people. Okay, so Shiloh said, how much do the online real estate websites represent the accurate amount of homes available? Example, Zillow has 50 homes in a specific price and square footage, yet as a realtor, you find there are more or less. So that's the thing, though. So with Zillow, right? They don't always have the up-to-date information, right? So sometimes there'll be a house that shows active when it sold like 5 months ago, so um I don't believe that Zillow always has the up-to-date information as far as like we do, because the MLS, right? The MLS is going to have all the accurate data. It's going to have how many is pending. It's going to have what has sold within the last 30, 60, 90, 180 days, a year, right? So yes. So that's why I always say is that that's why it's really great to have to have a real estate agent, because you can get the accurate information versus Zillow, right? Because I've had a lot of clients be like, oh, look at this home, and I'm like, that home is already sold. I don't know why it's showing active, right? So yeah. Carmen said there are a lot of advantages of having new construction. It's just be aware of the second year reassessment of the property. Yes, the taxes, absolutely. Pedro, the house with the RV garage I like, but make me think about buying an RV, and that's a no. I at one time, so you guys know that I have a son who has autism, right? So in his case, right, because I can't speak on the generality, I don't even know if that's a word, of autism, but I could just speak on my experience with my son. So my son has sometimes he becomes obsessive, compulsive around certain things, and he's just like, he hones in on it, right? So there was a big point of like his, I don't know, babe, do you remember when he was just so much into RVs? You remember what year that was?
2 years ago.
Like 2 years ago. Eli was obsessed with RVs, so obsessed that that's what he wanted to do for his birthday. He just wanted to go tour RVs. So that's what, you guys know me, I'm gonna do what my babies want. So we went to RV Camping World and we checked out all the RVs. He was living his best life, and that was the most inexpensive birthday I have experienced in the past 14 years that I've been a mom. I need another one of those years because it's just getting more expensive now. But so yeah, I don't know that I would like an RV really, because I don't really like to be in a car, right? I'd rather go whatever's gonna take me there the fastest, right? Like I'd rather get on a plane, so yeah. Shiloh said we visited the villages, ate lunch in Spanish Springs area around 2 weeks ago. Hubby and I were not happy with the traffic and all the people. So do you prefer kind of like a more just like a more secluded area? Carmen said, it's just the point that I'm not quite clear of a 55 and plus community. They have the tendency to be more expensive. So what happens is like in a 55 and over community, the HOA tends to be a little bit more on the expensive side, because most likely it's going to be in a gated community, and it's just going to have amenities galore. Like literally, they have cooking classes, they have gyms, they have pools, they have everything that you could possibly want, that you don't even have to go outside of the community. So some people like it, right? Some maintenance free. You don't have to do your lawn or anything like that, right? So depending on the community. Some people prefer it, right? So my in-laws actually live in a 55 and over community. And the only thing that I would say, because mind you, I'm not 55, right? So when we go, like, let's say we go to the pool and stuff like that, like, you got eyes looking at you, like, especially with the 6 kids. And I could understand that, right? We're in a 55 and over community, but at the same time, the residents do have families and grandchildren and things like that. So it's like, give and take with life. Ray said, I'll be there soon. Remember, I want a corner house. I don't like neighbors. That's so funny. That's actually, I feel like that's a great topic of conversation, because some people just don't want a corner house. They're like, no, I don't want a corner house. I don't want a corner. And then some people are like, I absolutely want a corner. So tell me, what do you like about the corner? So Kaylee said, houses in the 3s and under are appreciated too. Yeah, absolutely. I try to accommodate everyone. And like I said, like 2 weeks ago, that we are going to be showing like luxury homes as well, right? Because I don't like to limit myself, right? So I want to sell luxury homes as well, and I'm still gonna sell, if I need to, the $200,000 to $300,000 houses too, right? Because I feel like everybody deserves to evolve in real estate. Nicola, you looked at the zinc? Oh my gosh. You have no business looking at the zinc, girl. RV, come on. No. That's Nicola. When she bought the moonstone. That's so funny. It's so funny. Sometimes, like, people, like my clients, just surprise me, because I remember one, Norma and Nelson. They're actually probably gonna sell because it's just too much for them. But she goes, I do not want a big lot. And I'm like, okay, then we will not get you a big lot. She bought a half-acre lot on the corner. So you have even more space. Beautiful lot, let me tell you that much. And when I tell you we got in good, she got it for $299,000. Corner, brand new home, corner lot, half of an acre. But she's like, it's too much for me now, and I think she wants to sell. I don't know if any of my current clients are on here, or any of my past clients, but I'm having 2 client appreciation events. We are going to have one in Ocala, because I have a lot of families in Ocala. So we're having one in Ocala. If you're a past client or a current client, then you should have received an invite for that. I am super excited to see everybody. And then I'm also going to have a one in the Davenport area, just because I have a lot of families in that area as well. Just a client appreciation event, to thank you guys for believing in me and trusting me, to get you to evolve in real estate. So let me know if you haven't received it, and I shall send it to you. Janet said, oh, hold on. So Carmen said, I just keep remembering the situation with Taylor Morrison and Solavita. So Taylor Morrison and Solavita, I want to say they do they have a CDD? I think they do have a CDD. I think they do have a CDD, and their HOA is like, I think it was like 400, around there. Janet said, I like corner lots, more space. Pedro said, well, they will save a little. Corner properties tend to cost a little bit more. That is absolutely correct. Corner properties are a little bit like a premium. Nicola said, I like corner homes. I don't think I really mind. It just depends. I think it would depend to me. So for us, we got lucky, because the houses that were available, let me tell you this real quick. So the houses that were available in my community was the house I have now, which there's nobody to my left, right? There's just an open field. And then across the street, there was one too, but it overlooked the lake. But it's not, so I was like, oh my goodness, they overlooked the lake. But then I remember the children I have, right? And the heart, the high blood pressure I would have if I had Malachi back there, because it's like a really, really big retention wall, right? And it's just these black iron fence. So if he decided that he wanted to climb over there, he would be in the water where the alligators are. So I was like, you know how, like, I don't know if you guys saw That's So Raven, where you just like you could tell the future, what's gonna happen. I had a moment like that, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that. So I got mine. You remember that, babe? Um, Ray said, I want a new home, tired of used homes. I would say though too is like, depending on, like, it all just depends. It depends on the situation, right? So if you are like, I really want a pool home, right? But I'm in this price range. If the price range you're in, if I can't get you, and just realistically you can't get a really like a brand new home with a pool, then maybe you buy a house that's a few years old with the pool, right? So it honestly is going to depend. Shiloh said, we are military, so we're used to manage housing areas and amenities, even though the amenities are old and overused. Hubby is also into NASCAR, and I love to swim. Kids are in Newberry. Wow. So Shiloh, did you guys stay in the housing, like on military housing, or did you stay off base? Yes, Carmen. Carmen, yes, you need a decent sized pantry, and you need natural light. You need the cover lanai and a good neighborhood. Yes. I got you. Let me see. Oh, Nicola. Okay, let me I'll talk to Katrina, make sure you got that, because I hope you should be in here. I know that you said you were gonna start studying. So for the one in Davenport, is gonna happen in November. Oh no, they both gonna happen in November. Or maybe Davenport is the beginning of December. I have to check. But I know for a fact Ocala, let me see. And whoever goes gets to meet Katrina. Woo, Katrina is my girl. Hold on. November, yeah. So November 16th for Ocala. Okay, so if you're under contract, or I helped you buy a home, you are invited. We are going to have a blast. You guys know, if it's free food, it's for me, right? Like, so it's free food, guys. Come. We're gonna have a good time. The kids are gonna be there. We're all gonna have a blast. Okay, let's see. John Grant. Hi, John. I am going to be in Ocala this week, and I will check on your lot. I will check it this week. Right after the hurricane, we went on vacation, so I will be in Ocala this week, and I will check to see how everything is going, and I will send you video and pictures. Carmen said, buena, bonita, y barata. Yes, BBB. Nicola said, jumping in the lake and gators. LOL, that's so Raven. Tell me not. Like, we already know. We already know how Malachi is. Like, he was the way he is today. He was 4 years ago when I bought this house. Shiloh said, corner lots are okay depending on the traffic pattern and headlight beams coming into the windows. That's very okay. Yep. And I actually had one client who he didn't want to be. So, like, let's say there was a long street, right? So the long street, and then there was a street coming this way too. He didn't want to be that house that was directly in front of that street, because he was nervous about, like, if somebody, maybe was tired, they slept on, I don't know, or they're drunk and come in and go into the house. So yeah, everybody has their own, their different reasonings and things like that. We lived on post and off post with the military. Okay, I love that. Well, thank you guys for your service, because I feel like your wife is serving too, right? So my sister said that her husband served in the Navy for 20 years, and she served right along with him. Oh, Nicola, November 18th is your birthday. Let me put this in my calendar. Hold on. I'm putting it in my calendar right now, because if I don't put it in my calendar, I won't remember. Let me put you in my calendar. Hold on. All right, give me one. Every year. All right, I got you in my calendar, November 18th. I don't like working in November, my birthday month. I love that. My husband would say you and your pantry. Yes, we all need a decent. Don't start with the pantry now, because Shiloh, we know Shiloh needs a good pantry, right? A big pantry. John said, "Cool. I heard that Alexis is gifting me a pool." I don't know. You guys send me the referrals, then we could work something out. A pool, that's a lot. Wow. Man, this week, when you're on vacation, the days go by so fast. Bye, Theo. The days go by so fast, and I'm just like, what? We're already, like, the kids literally had 2 weeks off. The first week was because of the hurricane, and then last week they technically didn't go back till Wednesday, but we were on the cruise, and then Thursday they had a half day, and Friday they were off. So they're gonna have a rude awakening tomorrow. I'm gonna put them to bed at 8 p.m. today, because there's no way. But let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys know that I absolutely love y'all. I try to share a little bit of the trip with you guys. Did you guys see the Silver Springs video? Sunshine State Living. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. We trying to get we let's go. If you haven't subscribe to it. We're still trying to get a rhythm of the way we want to Janet, you saw, girl. Yo, my husband going into the water, like, I cannot make that stuff up. It's so hard to have a camera with, like, on, right? Because it's just chaotic, right? We have 6 kids, we have 8 dogs. It's just chaotic. But sometimes I just, like, I'm like, wait, did that just happen? And it's crazy. So here, Janet, did you see me? Like, I couldn't even contain myself. Like, I was talking about it and I could not, like, I was smiling because it was just so funny to me. And what was even more funnier is that my husband was like, "You gonna keep going on? You gonna keep kayaking while I'm all wet?" I'm like, "Listen," and I'm on the phone trying to be on the camera too, because we're trying to get a video, right? And I'm like, "Listen, there's a Walmart down the block. Go to Walmart, go get some clothes, and we'll be there, because the only way back to you is still kayaking. There's no other way. Like, there's no shortcut here." Oh, he was so mad. He doesn't like to be, like, he was all wet. And mind you, it's listen. So he did go to Walmart though, and he got Malachi, like, pajamas and stuff, but he was in such a bad mood. I felt so bad for him, but I could not stop. Look, okay, I know this is not a good quality, right? But I'm that type of person that if you fall in front of me, like, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna make sure you're okay, but I'm gonna do it while laughing. I can't see stuff like that. And I know that that's, maybe not nice or anything, but in my heart of hearts, I'm really, I'm concerned. I'm concerned, but listen, I can't. You cannot fall in front of me. Something cannot happen to you in front of me. Like, I'm really like, I just can't. So make sure you guys subscribe to Sunshine State Living. I was supposed to put up a video of us going to Southern Hill Farms. I'm just not super happy with it, right? So we're just gonna tweak a few things. Remember, this is a whole different, like, form from new home tours or home tours like live, like showing my family and things like that. So we're trying to get just a format, a structure of the videos and things like that, and seeing how, how to make it work, but also how to like push it out to other people too. So that's why we tried a funny thumbnail. I changed it where it shows Victor with two paddles. You have to go see it. Go to Sunshine State Living and see the new thumbnail. I think it's hilarious. So I think that would probably grab like more attention. I think it was a great video. So like I said, it's new to us. This whole channel is new. The form of the video is new, right? The content is new. Janet said he's a great sport though. Carmen said hilarious. Janet is still laughing. Nicola is freaking laughing. Yes, I try to share as much as I can as far as our life and things like that. It's hard with all of the kids. It's really hard. Like we did record the cruise most of the days. I think the last day I was just more of just trying to be present, right? Because I have Eli who's very like, okay, why it's 8 o'clock, let's go, turn off the laptop, right? So but we will put the cruise on the Sunshine State Living, because I do feel like it's Florida living as well, because we have the 3 ports, maybe even more, I don't know, but I know do we have more than 3 ports, Bob?
So 3 major ports for cruises, but we have Jacksonville, we have other ports, but not only for cruises.
Yeah, so Miami, Orlando, and Jacksonville, right? I mean, excuse me, Orlando, Miami, no. Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah. Orlando, Miami, and Tampa. But Orlando is Cape Canaveral. No. Okay, Cape Canaveral, Tampa, and Miami. So we did record there. We'll put it on Sunshine State Living just so that you can see it. Shiloh, I'm telling you, that boy, I thank the waiter, right? Because again, like I try to explain, he has autism, so he gets very, very just like stuck on one thing, and he has been stuck on mac and cheese for a few years now, actually. And there was a time where his brain and his stomach weren't talking together, so he would overeat to the point that it would make him literally sick, right? So I'm glad we're over that. But right now, like if I let him eat, so he ate those 3 mac and cheese bowls like very, very fast. But one thing I will say is that he works out a lot, in the sense of he plays basketball and all that stuff. He's very active. So I wasn't like really concerned as far as like him gaining weight or anything like that. But if I let him, he would have ate a 4th bowl. And I'm like, absolutely not. He loves mac and cheese. He loves steak. He loves Alfredo. So he's a regimented kid, very regimented. I've never been to a Parade of Homes event, but I do want to attend one. I have never been to one. Show the bloopers. I don't know if you want to see the bloopers. Do 65-year-old seniors pay full property taxes? That I haven't seen that there was I honestly don't know, to be quite honest with you, right? Because let's say if you were a disabled veteran, 100% disabled veteran, you wouldn't pay property taxes. So that's something that I don't necessarily think that there is a discount because you're a senior, but I can definitely check into that. Pedro said, love these Sunday. You're giving me goosebumps right now, Pedro. Pedro said, love these Sunday discussions. Feels like we're in your living room having coffee. I absolutely love that. I love that. Thank you, Pedro. I do this. I love chopping it up with you guys. I love it. I love doing this for you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love building this community. I love sharing my life, my kids, my business with you guys. And thank you for, being a part of it as well, right? Okay, so this week, so because of the hurricane, my videos are just like 2 weeks. So I only had one video last week, and I'm only gonna have one video this week, which is Ocala. But then we're gonna be back on track. So like I said, we are going to start incorporating some luxury videos. It's gonna be luxury Thursdays. Because your girl wants to sell some luxury houses, right? We need some flavor. We need some flavor in this luxury real estate industry. Tell me not. I'm be up there with my nails, my hoop earrings, right? My New York accent, my New York sassiness. But I still could sell a house, right? So it's just, listen, guys, I could do whatever I want to do, right? Whatever I strive to be. And I want to sell luxury homes. That is my goal. That is my goal. That is my goal, to sell luxury homes. We gonna do it. We gonna do it while I'm still selling, other price points as well. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, what happened to the $200,000 houses and things like that? Listen. We all gotta evolve, but I'm still here for all price points, okay? But I want to sell some luxury houses, right? I want to be on, have you guys seen Owning Manhattan with Ryan Serhant? Listen, like $50 million penthouses and all that stuff. Like, listen, if there's gonna be an Owning Orlando, I want to be on Owning Orlando, right? I want to represent for the New York Latinas who grew up with nothing. Let's go. Shiloh said, make sure everyone hits the like button. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe. It definitely goes a long way. I'm really, really, really trying to build up the Florida living. It's so much fun, yet very crazy too, making the lifestyle videos, but the kids love it. The kids read all of the comments. Catalina is my number one supporter. She'll give me like 5 views, right? Because she watches it all the time. And they love being a part of it. They love to see everything. They love to, they want to be YouTube stars, just like, what's like the royalty fam and all that, right? They want to be a part of that. Oh, Shiloh, I honestly don't know. But he's blown up from the show. I know he has different brokerages and things like that. Thank you, Nicola. I believe in you. I really appreciate that. Your 90s vibe, I love it. Listen, the night I can't get away from it. Like I still, like, I love the long nails. I love the big hoops, right? Like I can't. You're gonna sell luxury houses, but you have to still be available for us that aren't in the luxury level yet. Girl, I got you, right? But we gonna get to the luxury. We gonna get to the luxury level. We gonna get there. We climbing. We evolving together. Like I said, that's why I said what I said earlier, is that I'm so happy that I didn't grow up with money, right? Or I wasn't a wealth baby or anything like that. I don't know what a term is, but it just makes me so much appreciative. And I'll tell you this right now, and this is the type of person I am, and it's not to gloat or anything like that. I have somebody who is just like, tight on money and things like that, and his car is not working and all this other stuff. He needs his car to work, and I'm like, I got you. I sent him what he needed, and he was like, how do I pay you back? And I was like, you don't. I was like, you pay me back by doing what you got to do, right? Like, and he was like, really? And I was like, listen, I've been there, done that. Like I've been in your shoes. I have. I'm like counting quarters. And listen, my mother-in-law had to pay for my phone bill a couple of years ago, right? Maybe like 5-6 years ago. But it just wasn't up until this year that I was living paycheck to paycheck. So I know it. But listen. At the end of the day, sometimes, and I was just telling this to my cousin, I live a hard life in the sense of, right, like everything is not rainbows and butterflies, right? But actually maybe it is butterflies, because you going through the evolution. So maybe everything is butterflies. But after, like, I never sit still and think of everything I'm going through or been through or anything like that, because what is that gonna do, right? I don't want no pity, and they're like, oh, you work so hard, and I have no other choice but to, right? I have no other choice but to work so hard, because I'm the only one who's bringing the money in, right? Well, my husband is a supporter. He does everything, I love you, babe. He's a very good supporter. He's my right hand, right? Let me shout out to Vic Diaz. But I have no other choice. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm not gonna focus on the lack. I'm gonna focus on, okay, the abundance and the appreciation, and where I want to go, right? But sometimes people get stuck on where they want to go and they're not there yet, so they're like they're not living in the present, which I've been stuck there a few times, right? But we constantly keep evolving. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, we gonna get into the luxury real estate business industry, right? Because that's a whole nother ballgame. But I'm ready for it. You ready for it, baby? We ready for it. We ready. All right. Janet said, "Let's go, Vic." I absolutely love you guys. I'm gonna get ready for the week with the kids. Make sure they listen. They have to iron their own clothes. We don't play that here. Oh, you know how to play Fortnite? You know how to play PlayStation and all that Pokemon cards? You could go iron your clothes, right? So we gonna get ready for the week. I absolutely love you guys. Seriously, you guys are my family. I don't have a big family. It's my husband, myself, my kids, my in-laws, now my assistant, right? Like she's I call her my anchor now. But you guys are like family to me. I love y'all. You guys know where to reach me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the Sunshine State. Share it. Let's go to the top. All right. I love you guys. Have a great week. See you next Sunday.